Salutations friends, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a fragrance first impressions. First, I wanted to say happy St. Patrick's Day. Be safe. This is usually what I tell people. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Be safe. But today is going to be the fragrance first impressions of one of the fragrances from the Blu Mediterraneo line from Acqua di Parma. This is Mandorlo di Sicilia, or Mediterranean Almond. I believe it's an almond fragrance. I haven't tried this one yet. This is one of the few from this line I haven't tried. So if you'd like to know my first impressions on this fragrance and also my last impressions, not my last, but my final impressions from trying last week's fragrance for a week, then keep watching. This is definitely not a newer fragrance from this line. This was created in 1999. Let me read you the notes and then I'll go through what I normally do. I always like to start out these videos with reminding you how this particular video works, my first impressions. I will spritz this on my skin, wait about 10 to 20 seconds, let it warm up a tiny bit, and then I will let you know the notes that I get and my initial impressions. I'll come back in about 15 to 20 minutes, or if it's a little bit longer that I think it needs to warm up my skin, I will give you a second impression. Then next week I will come back and let you know my final impressions, because I generally will wear through the entire sample throughout the rest of the week. So I'll let you know how long it's lasted, its sillage, what notes have developed over my skin over a period of time. Which also means at the end of this video I'm going to be finishing off my review of this guy, which was last week's fragrances, which was from Dusita Paris, and it was Melodie de l'Amour, which is a white floral. So, let's get to the video. The top notes are star anise, bergamot, and orange. The heart notes are a Mediterranean almond and ylang, and the base notes are cedarwood, vanilla, balsam, and white musk. We're gonna go and I'm happy. As you guys know, these guys have these little things that you kind of slather on your skin. They don't give the best impressions of fragrance, I think. I like the sprays much better, especially for first impressions. What I'll do usually is, if I have one or two samples, I have empty atomizers that I'm using for my little passion project, and I will fill the little atomizers with the sample, and then I will spritz throughout the week so I can give you guys a real... I'm getting vanilla from this angle. I'm trying to wait for it to dry down. I like to wait till my skin's not shiny, because sometimes there could be some carrier scents. Okay. Not getting like gum, I'm getting like spearmint, but it's like not spearmint like the scent. It's like a refreshing version of spearmint with the cedar and the musk and the vanilla. Not getting much top notes, not getting much citrus. We're gonna let this sit and then I'll come back and I think I want to let this kind of develop on my skin for about 20-25 minutes. So I'll be back in about 25 minutes. I'm back. Okay, my hair's a little bit different because I had a clean up cat mess. Those of you guys that own cats, you know that they secretly try to destroy your life from the inside out while being lovable puffballs. When you have 5 of them, it's 5 times the trouble. Breaking things, making messes, hurting their brothers and sisters, knocking over things that shouldn't be knocked over from the kitchen counter onto the floor, that thus you then have to clean while they are meowing at you to feed them. Even though they knocked over things and you're cleaning and it's not feeding time, but you're in the kitchen by their bowl, cleaning up their mess, but it's not food time. Leave me alone. I love them, but they are just obnoxious sometimes. Okay, back. It's been about half an hour actually. I'm gonna come back sooner, but you know, previous mess. Let's talk about this fragrance because it has developed more on my skin. Let me just take a quick whiff. Okay. I think it was the star anise and the bergamot, which kind of initially smelled like spearmint. Or like of spearmint. It reminded me of spearmint. Just that cool, like, minty freshness. It was a little bit weird. I'm gonna be real with you. But that went away real fast. Real fast. The other one, the one with fig, it lasted for about 10 minutes. This one went away literally like as soon as I stopped filming and got up, I kind of went like this and it was gone. So I feel like I maybe didn't let it dry down enough. But my initial thoughts now are I get orange, I get almond, and I get vanilla with just this little hint of musk. So what I'm getting is this like citrus almond, which is really, really nice. there's two different ways that fragrances can usually go about almonds, and I'm going to give you two examples of fragrances, actually three examples of fragrances. One is Ananda Dolce from Michelef, and you've heard me mention this before. I think it's a beautiful fragrance. It's just not for me. Not for me, still a gorgeous fragrance. That's mostly peach and almond, but the almond is kind of more of like a marzipan-esque almond, so it's kind of like an almond candy flavoring. It's a little bit too sweet sometimes, and mixed with certain other elements, on my skin, it can turn a little bit bubblegum. It gets way too sweet, and that's what that one did, although on a stick and on other people, because I've had other people try it, smells gorgeous. On me, I get bubblegum. And then you're going into the almond candy. That's mixed well, but it's a little bit more unisex. This is really refreshing, which is a fragrance I did first impressions on. It was from Majda Bekkali, and it was Tulaytulah, and that was a beautiful celebration of Toledo, Spain, and almonds, and it was just gorgeous. And then you can get into almonds where it's a little bit more like woody and nutty, and maybe a little bit more savory, and that's where you're going to get into fragrances like Jasmine's Marzipan from Maison Lancôme. So this almond seems to be in between Ananda Dolce and Majda Bekkali. It's not as sickeningly sweet as the fragrance Ananda Dolce from Michelef, but it doesn't have quite the refreshing note that Tulaytulah had. And Tulaytulah and this fragrance are not trying to be the same thing. So I'm not saying that Tulaytulah is better. I'm just saying I'm giving you the almond, how it's mixed with the other fragrances. What I love about this one so far is the fact that I'm getting cedarwood and vanilla and orange, and it's playing really nicely with the sweet almond note. It's really, really nice. It's still a little bit, tiny bit wintergrainy if I look for that, but if you're not looking for it, if you're just like this, it's very refreshing. It's very light. It kind of feels crisp. So I do really like that mixed with the sweetness of the almond. I don't get any ylang. I was actually really excited to see that note in here. It's kind of hidden on my skin. I don't get much balsam either. I really like that one as well. But honestly, for me, this is mostly bergamot, orange, almond, cedarwood, and vanilla with just a hint of white musk. It seems to be really nice. I'm actually kind of excited to wear this more because this is something I think would be perfect for summer. It's really nice to have very refreshing, crisp fragrances for summer, especially when your degrees starting in April can go to 100 degrees. It gets really hot in Florida, specifically South Florida, specifically where I live, because we're on the water. So when it gets that hot, it's super humidity. So I really search for crisp fragrances, and this might be perfect. So I'm really excited to wear this because it's going to get a little bit hotter this week, and I will let you know my thoughts in the next week's video. But so far so good. I'm really enjoying it. But it is a little bit different than the other ones. Like the other ones I've tried, the fig, this is kind of reminds me of the fig, but the other ones that I own, the Bergamoto di Calabria and the Juniper de Sardinia, those kind of are similar, but this is completely different, but it feels the same. It's kind of like light, but still crisp. Still, I don't know. It's different than the other ones I have, but I really like it. Let's move on. This little guy. Now normally I use through these fragrances right away. But when it comes down, I only have this little guy, and I didn't want to put it in an atomizer, and you don't need a lot. So they're still pretty full. But I wear this, I don't know why I'm stuttering, I'm sorry. I've worn this about 3 other times. And let me tell you the notes again, and then I'll let you know my notes. In this one again, the top notes are gardenia, tuberose, white flowers, and honey. The heart notes are peach, broom, lily of the valley, and Indian jasmine. The base notes are cedarwood and musk. If you guys remember, I loved this. The honey and the peach really elevated this and gave this a beautiful sweetness, but the cedarwood is what won me over. I still feel that way. You guys, this is a gorgeous fragrance. I'm trying to keep my budget down, especially when it comes to fragrances that are upwards over $200, because I tend to go crazy and I will buy one and I'll be like, I've already spent $300, and then way more money will come. So I'm trying to be really good. So this is on my must buy list, but it's gonna have to wait until a little bit until I figure out where it will fit in with my fragrance wardrobe. I think this is going to be a fall scent, like a transitioning from summer to fall, because it is a little bit on the heavier side, and I'm definitely not reaching for heavier fragrances right now. But this is something I'm going to wear and I'm going to love. This is a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. I got wonderful longevity with this, guys. This lasted about 6 to 8 hours on my skin, and the entire time it smelled gorgeous. This fragrance for a white floral has such a clarity about it. It's beautiful. It's stunning. It's gorgeous, and I can't find a single fault with this. This is definitely a have to buy. But because it's a little bit more money than I want to spend right now on a fragrance, I probably won't start wearing until like August. I'm going to wait until like June or July to buy this fragrance, but it is on my must buy list. It is beautiful. And I'm going to throw this out there, and this is lofty. I think this is the most beautiful white floral fragrance I've experienced. That's some big fighting words, considering some of my white florals I love. I don't consider Terracotta Le Parfum to be a white floral. That to me, that's completely different. But this, the gardenia, you get the gardenia, you get the tuberose, you get the jasmine, and then you get the lily. And for me, the lily in this in the opening is way stronger than the others, but there's a clarity to this. And like what I mean by clarity is that sometimes when you get white florals, everything's muddled, or it's just one note. There are so many different florals in this. When I saw the notes, I was like, this could be a mess, or this could just be a beautiful white floral. It's almost like you're looking through honey. You know how some honey like is a little bit cloudy, and other honey you can see straight through? And it's that. It's a richness, but there you can see through it. Like you can see the other side. You can see the notes. And it's stunning. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful fragrance. So I have not been wearing this that often. I've been putting a little bit on because you don't need that much, and it has wonderful longevity. Also, I want to save this because if I'm not going to be getting it until then, I want to make this sample last as long as possible. So this will be a special occasion fragrance. I definitely think this is more of an evening fragrance, but it is beautiful. Stand behind this fragrance. Stunning. And it makes me want to try more, which is something really awesome from samples and fragrances. I want to be able to blindly get a sample from any fragrance line, any house, and I want that fragrance to make me get excited to try more from them. I've sampled a few other from them. I didn't think I did, and then I realized I did when I went through my samples, but I am standing behind this fragrance. It's gorgeous. So my final thoughts on Melodie de l'Amour is perfection. Absolute perfection. Especially if you like white florals and sweet, syrupy, honey-like fragrances, absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, final thoughts on the fragrance from Dusita, and my thoughts, again, I always like to kind of like recap. I really like Acqua di Parma. It's really fresh. I like the almond. It's a sweetness, but there's just something about how it's mixed really well with the bergamot and the musk and the vanilla. I'm really excited to wear it. It's very refreshing and crisp. Liking it so far a lot, but we'll see how it wears. And final thoughts on Dusita, again, absolute perfection. Perfect 10 out of 10, 15 out of 10, beautiful fragrance. We'll be buying closer to when I would probably be wearing this, which is the transitioning from summer to fall. So I'll probably buy this in June or July. But it's my absolute must-buy list. So, unless I come up with like an extra $300, but again, I don't want it to sit and not get worn. It's more about the protection of the fragrance. I'll get into that in my upcoming video that I'm working on. So, I hope you like this video. If you like my fragrance videos and my first impressions videos, remember to give this a thumbs up. It lets me know to continue doing videos like this. And also don't forget to subscribe because it's free. And I'm free. And I put out new videos every Monday through Friday, and sometimes on the weekends as well. So I'll always have something for you to watch. In any case, I hope you guys are all happy and healthy and have a great day, month, year, whatever. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Please be safe. And I'll see you next time. Bye.